Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. It's Georgie, and quite an interesting one today. This is a reading about Hitler, and one thing particular about Hitler, his sexuality. Could this explain a lot about how he was? I wonder. I have a few things, rumors, tittle tattle, all kinds of different things that I want to ask the Tarot of the Abyss and see if we can get some kind of idea about what made this man tick sexually. Yes. So let's see. It was said that he was homosexual. So we're going to start with that first of all. He was supposed to have had an affair with Rudolf Hess, one of his collaborators. Both men were in prison together, and it was said that he had something going on with Rudolf Hess. So I'm just going to pull on that one first of all. Adolf Hitler and Rudolf Hess. Was Adolf Hitler, was he actually a homosexual? Was he a homosexual, Adolf Hitler? Ace of Wands. No, I don't believe he was. Ace of Wands is your passion card. The right way up here, I would have said, oh, yes, men did it for him. Ace of Wands, very sexual card. No. Having sex with a man was not what Hitler was about. That did not do it for him. That's not what he was. Any rumors about him and Rudolf Hess, not true. So definitely not anything to do with men. Nothing to do with men. Yeah. He liked women. He did like women. He liked women to be like the Nine of Pentacles, women that stood in their own power. He didn't want a clingy woman. He wanted a woman that could stand on her own and could be someone in her own right. He didn't want a woman hanging off him. He needed somebody that was a strong woman. He needed that kind of almost not in age motherly, but that kind of mature in attitude woman. Seven of Swords, that is your sneaking, your backstabbing, your duplicitous sort of card, doing something sneakily. So let me pull another one on this. We know for a fact that no, men did not do it for him. It was definitely not older women, but women who were mature of mind and could stand in their own power. That is what he liked. But we've got the Seven of Swords, and I'm not quite sure what that relates to. Seven of Swords, yeah. Bad decisions regarding women. Seven of Swords is that sneaky card, the one that takes something from someone. It's somebody with the wise one is like the Hierophant in reverse. So the Hierophant, if you were the right way up, those two cards wouldn't go together, because the Hierophant is doing the right thing, always, with good moral standing. That would be the Hierophant that way up. Well, these two make sense now because you've got the Seven of Wands, which is bad behavior, stealing something. So that makes sense that you would have it with the Hierophant in reverse, because this is low morals regarding women. So does that mean that he had sexual relationships with women? Did he actually have sexual relationships with women? He admired women. He wasn't attracted to men. He admired women. But did he actually have sexual relationships with them? No. No. Okay, so we're not into men. We like the woman to be that sort of in her own power. She doesn't have to be older, but she needs to be not clingy. So he likes pretty women around him, strong women around him, but he's doing it for reasons probably of that, being seen with certain women around him. And it's sort of it's untrue, because he's not sexually attracted to them. He's not sexually attracted to them. And his morals are such that, he will attract these women, and he'll sort of entice them into being almost obsessed with him, if you like, but would never have a relationship with him. So it was said that his 17-year-old niece, he was obsessed by her, and he kept her under surveillance, under 24-hour surveillance at his house. He wouldn't let her have any relationships with any men, any young men. Her name was Jelly Rubble. Strange name, but 17-year-old niece. So how did he feel about Jelly Rubble? How did he feel about her 17-year-old niece? Yeah, look, the spying card. It's not, it's the world, but look, you can just see that sort of looking through the keyhole, looking what's going on, keeping an eye on. And Ace of Cups, walking away. She never managed to walk away, and he didn't want her to walk away. He wanted to keep her in this house. He wanted to keep hold of her, keep spying on her. And if she did go out, he would follow her, and he would know where she went. That Eight of Cups, that is the sort of leaving behind emotions. But, we've got it next to the world. But the feeling from this is, I know the world doesn't mean this, but look at that eye, almost looking through a keyhole, looking at this one. You're not leaving, you're staying. And I know those cards don't mean that, but it's just the energy of that. I'm spying on you. You're leaving the house, so you're going to get followed. This was like an obsession with this girl, an absolute obsession with her. She was probably a blonde, represented the Aryan woman, I would imagine. And he was fixated on that, not because he wanted sex with her, but because of these two cards here. Just liking to be seen with the fact that this woman was in his life, this sort of lie, in a way, living a lie, and with very low morals about what he was doing to people. And this young girl, she actually shot herself. That's how I would imagine how totally confined and stalked by him she felt, that she did actually shoot herself. So in 1931. So that's her. So there was another woman, Unity Mitford, a British aristocrat, young girl, older than his niece, but still young, blonde, that sort of English Aryan sort of type. And he had her around him the whole time. And he played her and Eva Braun off against each other. And Unity Mitford shot herself as well. So you can see these games that are being played here. This is where this now makes total sense with women playing games, this sort of, just getting them to such a pitch where women will shoot themselves. How ridiculous. And, the morals involved in that, no morals whatsoever. So that now makes perfect sense. So we've got Eva Braun and Unity Mitford being played off against one another. Similar of age, I think, similar looking, blonde. How did he feel about Unity Mitford and Eva Braun? Unity Mitford and Eva Braun. Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, look, there's your decisions card. Well, you've got these two women, and it's not, who do I marry? Who do I sleep with, or anything like that? It's just that two, crossing them off against one another. Who will curry favor with him more? Who will prove themselves more? Who will be the better, Nazi, if you like? I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that word. Who will be the better? Yeah, German. who would be the better? And then your Knight of Wands in reverse, but the actual passion, the wand of passion, it's in reverse. You know, this doesn't do it for him. It's not sex. It's the power. It's the power thing, playing women off against each other. And we come back to those cards here. These cards here. All right. Okay. So let's just keep going here. It's said that he derived his pleasure from scenes of violence in films. Scenes of violence in films that would get him, you know, get him excited. Anything of a very violent nature in the films of the time, that's when, you know, he would show excitement of a sexual kind in any kind of film violence. Yeah. The Three of Pentacles, this is in this way around, working together, pulling together. He liked the tension of that bad tension, people working against each other, which, you know, films of violence would be that. I mean, This Way Up is not a film of violence. You know, this is all, oh, we all pull together, we all work together. This is very much a film of everything is done for the greater good, happy feeling. We all pull together, we all make money together. No, this is a film where everyone is diversive and everyone is fighting, and, you know, they're trying to pull things down, not build things up. So that's your sort of war film, your film where there is cruelty, trying to destructive behavior. So yes, he would get pleasure from that kind of destructive film, and he would openly seek out films like that. I mean, the Three of Wands is looking out, waiting for your ship to come in, but he would actively seek out films of that nature, and he will want to know when the latest film was. He will want to see people be in a vulnerable situation. If he could have people come to him and see some kind of act of vulnerability where people were on their knees and being debased or something like that, then yes, he would look out for that. This is the merchant waiting for his ship to come in. Well, his ship coming in was this kind of film. That floated his boat. That got him excited. Those kinds of films. Urgh. Okay, so it's said that you know, the Nazi uniform, I mean, that was all sort of partly designed by Hitler. The leather, the boots, all that, loads of stuff, you know, that was almost like a leather fetishy kind of thing. You know, that was the sort of thing that he liked. That sort of that costume, that leather. Chariot, yeah, that's full steam ahead. Yes, go, you know, you can just see these soldiers all marching, and you know, the speed of it, and the actual, you know, the power of it. The Chariot is such a powerful card, and that sexual power, he would have seen it as that, you know, all these men marching and goose stepping in all this leather with the high boots, and, you know, that Chariot, you just see that going, and that the sort of speed of it, and the power of that uniform. So that definitely did it for him. So the bottom line, did Hitler ever have any kind of sexual relationship? Some people say that he was so obsessed with cleanliness and not contracting an STD that he was just absolutely terrified of any kind of sexually transmitted disease. Was he just totally asexual? Did he never have a sexual relationship? You know, Eva Braun, he was with her for 14 years, but did they actually have sex? Was that something that ever happened? Or was he so obsessed with, you know, sexual hygiene and not contracting any sort of disease. Well, we've got Three of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I mean, the Three of Cups, I mean, I said at one stage, you know, there was Hitler, there was Unity Mitford, and there was Eva Braun. You know, there were always women around, but look, it's not upright. It's the other way round. There were always women around Hitler, but the emotions down, all these wands are down, the passions down. This man, no, I mean, this is like a yes card here, the truth card. The truth card is women didn't do it for him. The truth card is he was asexual. The truth card is he was terrified of sexual diseases. So, you know, I think this kind of goes a long way. This man who was, basically, I see this as being, you know, sexually repressed and impotent. Let's go right to the heart of the matter. Does that basically sum him up? Is that why he was such a dictator and such a vile person? Because, you know, he was sexually impotent and repressed. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? The Seven of Pentacles. That's your working card. What was everything? I don't think that he had time really for a relationship. Anything to do with anything, any matters of the hearts were just not on his agenda. He would have women around him and he admired blonde women. He admired blonde men and, you know, all this sort of looking like an Aryan and, you know, and all that sort of side of things. He admired it, but he didn't find it sexually attractive. That's what he wanted the German race to be. But he was so busy working. This is the Seven of Pentacles. This is she's cooking her bread and it takes time. You know, he's invading countries and he's you know, slowly but surely he thinks that he's building this empire slowly but surely, and that was his whole focus, the work, growing it. He didn't care about sex. Sex didn't enter his head. He liked the fetishes of the uniform, and that did it for him. And the violence of films, the violence of war, he liked that. But the Magician, he had to hide a lot. And so I think I'm going to go right underneath here. His relationship with Eva Braun. I mean, this Magician here, it tells me that it's watch this hand while that hand does something else. Watch Eva Braun and I here, and you get this impression that, you know, something's going on here, or you think everything's all right, but it's a cover-up. So let's go right to the very bottom of the pack and see what we've got. Four of Swords. Yeah. This is a man, I mean, Four of Swords, that is your coffin card. It's your death card. We all know he died in a bunker. That's, you know, that's not what I'm saying with that. But it is that person who just takes himself away and basically is alone. There's no, these swords, there's no heart there. There's no warmth there. There's no passion there. With this Four of Swords, you've made yourself your like coffin. You've made yourself your little box, your cocoon to get inside of, and no one can reach you. And I think that was him. He closed himself off to any possibilities of any relationship with anyone. I see this as, I say, a totally asexual man. Sex was not anything that he ever did, I don't think. And he was totally cocooned within his swords, you know, in his little bubble of a world. And I think this whole situation with how he viewed sex, his fear of disease from sex, his not wanting to be intimate with a male or a female or have any connection with another human that meant anything, I think that tells us an awful lot about the man, an awful lot about how he was the dictator that he was. And yeah, I think that's pretty fascinating, really. Let me know what you think. Lots been said about him, but I read this as no, he was not in any way sexual with anyone, and I see that as being he never was. He never was. Which is probably a blessing, really, because yeah, we don't really want to think of any of his offspring, do we? So yeah. Anyway, I shall leave that one with you. Let me know what you think of it, and I'll be back again for another one very soon. Bye-bye.